They see something in you, don't they? Something that terrifies them. Something they can't control. That's why they try so hard to break you, to dim your light, to make you small. They sense the power growing inside you. The power that keeps you standing when they expect you to fall. You know exactly what I'm talking about. That fire inside you, the one they've been trying to extinguish your entire life, it's still burning, and it's getting stronger. Every time they knocked you down, every time they laughed, every time they said you weren't enough, they were feeding that flame. They thought they were destroying you, but they were actually creating something far more dangerous. They were creating the very monster they feared you'd become. Look at yourself now. Really look. You've been through hell, walked through fire, and emerged not weaker, but stronger. Not broken, but reforged. The pain that was meant to end you has transformed you instead. And that terrifies them. It should. Because the person standing before the mirror today isn't the same person they thought they could control. This version of you doesn't beg for acceptance. This version of you doesn't need their validation. This version of you has learned the most powerful lesson of all. Silence is deadlier than rage. They expect your anger. They want your reaction. They are waiting for you to lash out, to scream, to break things, because that's what gives them power over you. When you react, you hand them control. You confirm that they matter, that they've gotten under your skin. But what happens when you stand there, eyes fixed, face calm, saying nothing? Their power vanishes. Their control evaporates. Your silence becomes a mirror, forcing them to face the emptiness of their own existence. And there's nothing people fear more than facing themselves. That's the first law of power. Control your reactions, control your world. In the silence, you find strength. They can't comprehend. While they're screaming, you're building. While they're reacting, you're planning. While they're wasting energy on chaos, you're channeling yours into growth. Every second you spend in silence is another brick in the fortress they can't penetrate. Think about it. When someone insults you, when they try to tear you down, what do they want? They want to see you crumble, to see doubt cloud your eyes, to see pain flash across your face. They feed on your reaction. So starve them. When they expect fire, give them ice. When they expect a storm, give them stillness, that calm, that control. It breaks them in ways anger never could. Look at the most powerful people in history. They weren't the loudest in the room. They weren't the ones throwing tantrums when challenged. They were the ones who could stand in chaos and remain completely unmoved, like a rock in a raging river. They let the water crash against them while never being carried away by the current. That's power. Real power. But make no mistake. This isn't about being passive. This isn't about letting them walk all over you. This is about choosing your battles with deadly precision. The wolf doesn't waste energy barking like a dog. It watches. It waits. And when it moves with purpose. Every action calculated. Every step intentional. You're not here to fight every battle that comes your way. You're here to win the war. And wars aren't won through emotion outbursts. They're won through strategy, through discipline, through control. So, when they come for you, and they will, when they try to provoke you, to make you lose control, remember this: your silence is not weakness. Your calm is not surrender. It's power in its purest form. They want to see you broken. Shh. They want to see you weak. Show them unstoppable. They want a reaction. Give them nothing but the cold certainty that you are beyond their reach. Let your silence speak for you. Let your results shout your worth. Because when you stop playing their game, you start winning yours. Think of it this way. Every time you refuse to react, you're taking back power they thought they had over you. Every time you choose silence over outbursts, you're strengthening the fortress around your mind. They can't hurt what they can't reach. They can't break what they can't touch. But silence is just the beginning. Foundation. What you build on that foundation, that's where true transformation happens. Every great warrior knows that the battle isn't just fought against external enemies. The real battle, the one that determines everything, is fought within. The voice telling you to give up when you're exhausted. The doubt creeping in when you face obstacles. The fear whispering that you're not enough, that you'll never make it. That's the real enemy. And it's one you must face alone. No one can fight that battle for you. No one can silence those voices but you. And here's the brutal truth. Most people lose this battle. They surrender to the easy path. They choose comfort over growth, safety over greatness. They'd rather be average and accepted than exceptional and feared. But not you. You're standing at the crossroads right now. The path of least resistance is calling, promising comfort, acceptance, mediocrity. It's the path most traveled, worn smooth by the endless parade of the ordinary. The other path, it's overgrown, dangerous, lonely. It's the path that will test every ounce of your strength, challenge every belief you hold, and force you to become something new, something more. Which path will you choose? I already know the answer. You wouldn't be here if you were meant for the easy path. The fire inside you, it's not meant to warm a small room. It's meant to become an inferno that changes the landscape forever. You were born for the difficult path, born to walk through fire, born to become the storm others take shelter from. So, embrace it. Embrace the struggle. Embrace the pain. Pain. Pain isn't your enemy. Pain is your teacher, the greatest mentor you'll ever have. Without pain, there is no growth. Without struggle, there is no strength. Without darkness, you'd never know how bright your light can shine. Think of a sword. Before it becomes a weapon of power and precision, it's just formless metal. It's the fire that makes it malleable. It's the hammer that gives it shape. It's the grinding stone that gives it its edge. Fire, pressure, friction. These aren't obstacles to your transformation. They are the transformation. Every setback, every failure, every moment of doubt. These aren't signs that you're on the wrong path. They're confirmation that you're being forged into something extraordinary. The question isn't whether you'll face pain. You will. The question is what you'll let that pain do to you. Will you let it destroy you? Or will you let it create you? Will you let it become an excuse to surrender? Or will you use it as fuel to rise? The choice is yours. It always has been. But know this. The world doesn't reward the timid. It doesn't celebrate those who play small. It doesn't remember those who chose safety over greatness. It respects those who can withstand the flames and emerge stronger. It respects those who can stare into the abyss without flinching. So don't apologize for the fire inside you. Don't apologize for your ambition, your drive, your refusal to be ordinary. Don't apologize for the darkness they see in your eyes. The darkness that terrifies them because they recognize it as power they cannot control. That darkness isn't something to fear or hide. It's the source of your strength. It's what will carry you through when others falter. It's what will keep you standing when others fall. Embrace it. Harness it. Let it fuel your rise. Because here's what they don't want you to know. The world doesn't belong to the happy, the balanced, the easily satisfied. It belongs to the hungry, the relentless, the ones who are never content with good enough. It belongs to those who are willing to walk through hell, to claim what's theirs. It belongs to those who don't just face their demons. They become them. Think about the greatest in any field. The ones who changed the game forever. They weren't balanced. They weren't well adjusted. They were obsessed, consumed by their vision, willing to sacrifice everything comfortable and safe to achieve what others couldn't even imagine. They weren't trying to fit in. They were burning to stand out. That's the price of greatness. That's the cost of becoming exceptional. Are you willing to pay it? Are you willing to be misunderstood? To be criticized? To be feared? Are you willing to stand alone when necessary? To walk your path? When no one else understands where you're going or why? Are you willing to burn bridges that lead back to smaller versions of yourself? These aren't rhetorical questions. They're the questions that will define your life. Because transformation isn't pretty. It isn't comfortable. It isn't safe. Transformation is violent. It's the death of who you were and the birth of who you're becoming. And birth is always painful, always bloody, always a struggle between life and death. But on the other side of that pain, on the other side of that struggle, power, real power, not the kind that comes from controlling others, the kind that comes from mastering yourself. When you can control your reactions, your emotions, your inner state, When external circumstances no longer dictate your internal reality, you become untouchable. Not because you can't be hurt, but because you've learned to transform hurt into strength. Like alchemy, turning lead into gold, you'll turn pain into power. And that's when they'll truly fear you. Not because you're cruel, not because you're destructive, but because you've become something they can't comprehend. Someone who can walk through fire without being consumed by it. Remember this, the same fire that destroys a forest clears the path for new growth. The same storm that sinks ships waters the earth. The same pressure that crushes coal creates diamonds. It's all a matter of what you're made of. So, what are you made of? Are you the kind that breaks under pressure? Or are you the kind that becomes something more? Only you can answer that. Only you can prove it. And you prove it not with words, but with silence, with focus, with relentless action toward your vision. While they're talking, you're building. While they're complaining, you're creating. While they're making excuses, you're making progress. Day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute. Small actions compounded over time create unstoppable momentum. Think about water. Gentle, yielding water, drop by drop. It can carve through solid rock, given enough time. Not through force, but through persistence, through relentless, consistent action. That's how you'll transform. That's how you'll become unstoppable. Not overnight, not in some dramatic moment of triumph, but in the quiet moments no one sees. The extra rep when your muscles are screaming. The extra hour of work when everyone else has gone home. The moment you choose discipline over comfort. Growth over stagnation. These moments, invisible to others, known only to you. These are where greatness is born. These are the moments that separate the extraordinary from the ordinary. These are the moments that will define you. Choose wisely in these moments. Choose with the understanding that each small choice is shaping who you're becoming. Because one day, you'll look in the mirror and barely recognize the person staring back at you, not because you've lost yourself, but because you found your true self, the self that was buried beneath years of fear, doubt, and other people's expectations, the self that was always meant to be extraordinary. And when that day comes, when you stand before the mirror and see the warrior you've become, you'll understand that everything, every struggle, every pain, every moment of doubt was leading you here to this transformation, to this power, to this version of yourself that no longer needs anyone's approval or validation. This version of you that no longer flinches at pain, but welcomes it as an opportunity to grow stronger. This version of you that no longer fears the darkness because you've learned to thrive in it. This is your becoming. This is your ascension. this is your rebirth as something they never thought possible. And when they see what you've become, when they witness the power that radiates from your silence, the strength that flows from your focus, the unstoppable force you've transformed into, they'll understand. They'll understand that every attempt to break you only made you stronger. Every insult, every betrayal, every moment they thought would destroy you, it was all fuel for your transformation. They wanted to extinguish your fire. Instead, they created an inferno they can no longer control. They wanted to bury you. They didn't realize you were a seed. And now, as you rise, soaked, focused, unstoppable, they'll feel what true power looks like. Not power that needs to announce itself. Not power that feeds on others' reactions. But power that simply is, unmoved, unshaken, undeniable. The kind of power they always feared you might discover within yourself. The kind of power that changes everything. The darkness they fear isn't coming. It's already here. It's you. Now rise and show them what you've become.